Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Avery, and today's video I'm just going to be doing a weekly budget check-in. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I typically do for when I'm checking in on my budget is I track any expenses that I've had for the week. I reconcile my accounts. I try to make credit card payments too if I can, and I update typically my investment accounts as well. So we'll go ahead and get into this. I'll admit I've struggled with consistency sometimes with this to where I'll go like multiple weeks without doing it, but something for the month of November and December, especially with the holidays, is I just need to make sure that I'm staying on track with my discretionary spending, because if I go over budget on that, it's just going to be like a cascade of problems, because really for these last 2 months of the year I should focus more on holiday spending and also meeting my financial goals. So I just don't want to get in a habit of just spending before I'm thinking about those expenses. That way I don't like go over budget on groceries basically. Okay, so the first week, I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is, but why is it always these last 2 months of the year are just like the craziest weeks or months ever? I had to go to a doctor's appointment on Monday, and it ended up being, it was supposed to happen on Friday, but it happened on Monday because right when I was about to go, they called and they canceled it because the doctor is having a different medical emergency, which is whatever, that's fine. But then I couldn't go, but it messed up my hours because I'm supposed to hit 80 hours in 2 weeks. And that Friday was like the final day of the 2 week period. So I'd done all the stressing to prepare for that, only for it to not matter. So I ended up going home early on Friday and doing nothing because I'd hit 80 hours and I was done. So I worked like 6 hours that day still, because, I worked like 6:30 to 12:30. But the point is they rescheduled it for Monday. And Monday really just was not a good day to do a doctor's appointment because it was the start of a new 2 week period. And this week I've had to go to a conference 2 days. It's about like AI and manufacturing, things like that. And it's been interesting, but something about conferences are so exhausting. Even though I'm not, like, objectively, I'm just kind of sitting there listening and maybe networking, which I really don't like networking. I'm not good at it. I also just kind of feel like anyways, what was my point about all this? So it's just been stressful. And then on Tuesday, I had a different doctor's appointment and I still had to work. And I've been really tired. This is just a bunch of complaining just from the top. But this is what's happened this week. And then I had to go vote. So I voted and then I came back. And I've been trying to be more consistent on YouTube. So here we are. That brings us up to the present. Oh, no, I have to go to. So we're kind of doing this a little bit early just so I can like be on top of things, but I also have to go to my stepmom's like birthday dinner, and I'm gonna try my best because there's another day of the conference I'm attending for work, and her birthday dinner is like an hour away, and it's at 6 p.m. and I'm like, there's a whole carpool situation. It's just, I don't know, and the holidays haven't even started yet. So what I need to do is just actually cover some overspending. So I ended up going to a coffee shop, got a donut and a coffee. This is kind of where we're at currently, me and Nathan. When we go to Costco about once a month, and he is covering our Costco runs. So that's just on me to try and spend less than how much I've budgeted for groceries. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been kind of emotionally all over the place, which has not been helping with my impulse decisions. But in an ideal world, I won't spend all this grocery money. Although Thanksgiving coming up, it might just be a wash. But in an ideal world, I would have leftover money from groceries that I could put towards like something else at the end of the month. It's just getting to that point is the hardest part. Okay. So but I do, I just, that being said, we went to a coffee shop and I went ahead and covered it. The coffee wasn't really that good, to be honest. There's been a lot of trendy coffee shops near me opening, and I'm not like a person that even drinks black coffee, but they just, it was like some sort of like corn thing. It just didn't taste very good. I just don't think I'm meant for super trendy. I just like an iced vanilla latte. So anyways, parking came out monthly. That was $110. Anyway, I spent $16.50 at the coffee shop. I also went to Marshall's and I got a new dress. This is gonna go into spending. New dress. Since I've started to combine the categories together, I have been doing a bit more use of the memos. That way I can, when I'm looking at things at the end of the month, I have a better understanding of what exactly it was. But still, I don't feel at this time the point of creating separate categories. I'm liking it simplified still. Okay, so coffee shop, I'll just put a memo in here as well. And then Dollar General. Oh, I bought some, yeah, that's groceries. I bought some pasta at Dollar General. I did go to Einstein's, but that's a bagel shop, but that was at the end of last month, so it's just matching those. And then for checking, let me go to plan. I want to make sure I'm not overspent on anything in October. Okay, I also cleared the overspending from November because I put it in the proper categories. Now I'm going to pull up, I like to do this basically part on my phone, part on the computer. Ooh. I have this order of like medical supplies. I know, I just never stop talking about this apparently. I have this order of medical supply. Hold on, actually, I'm getting distracted. Let's cover this real quick. Okay, so this did come out, my Roth IRA investment. So did rent. So I'm going to clear those. This came in as well. Utility bill came out and Roth IRA. But then I had one other transaction from my checking account. I sent money to Nathan. This is going to come from medical. And it was $30 because it was just something I needed at, I guess I could put Costco because that's where it was. And I'm just going to put it in medical stuff. So $30 there, which means my working balance is 1,509.54, which does match. So I'm going to reconcile it. I don't remember what I was talking about. Maybe it'll come back to me, but maybe not. I'm using the budgeting software YNAB or YNAB budget. So if you like it, I'll have a link down below for a 34-day free trial. I kind of do a portion of things. I try to do recurring transactions for things that happen every month. I just change the amount when I know on variable things. As you can see, I also have it for reminders, like, although this doesn't really apply, but it does remind me, I guess, that, because it doesn't apply because I've started to actually save for renter's insurance on a monthly basis. That being said, it is nice to still, when I wasn't doing that, basically I would just put in a upcoming transaction, scheduled transaction, and I just put in the memo what I needed to do. So I was telling myself I just need to save $200. I think I'm going to leave it. Well, actually, if I'm going to have it, it should be closer to March 1st because that's when my renter's insurance is due again. Well, no, sorry, I don't even know anymore. I'm on 18-month lease, so September 1st of 2026. Okay, moving on from there. My philosophy with philosophy, like it's so serious. My how I operate with these accounts on the left here is I like to have all of my credit card accounts linked, and then I like to have all my actual bank accounts unlinked. Does it really matter? I don't know, but I do most of my spending on credit cards, so it's nice for those to import in or to match either the transaction I did or it catches anything I forgot, versus I don't know, I just feel more comfortable with manually doing my checking accounts or my bank accounts. Okay, moving on from that, I have this savings account. There's been no change in the balance, so I'm just going to do it. This is connected to my main checking account, and I just need to get to a point where I cancel this because I just don't need it between my high yield savings account through Ally and then my checking account, which does most of the heavy lifting anyways. Capital One 360, I opened this because I was working on a bank account bonus, and I got the bank account bonus. I know it's pretty common to cancel the account once you've gotten past a certain time period with the after you've received the bonus. For me, for now, since 2 of my credit cards are already through Capital One, I don't see a reason to cancel it at the moment. I'm sure at some point I might, when I just want to like continue to simplify my finances, or maybe open a different account and get a different bonus. But basically with this, it's pretty simple in that I've been having $350 go into here each month, and then from there I just automatically, whenever it's time to make a credit card payment, transfer it over to the applicable Capital One card. It's not exactly some big confusing thing for me to have this account. It works kind of seamlessly. Okay, moving on to this. Okay, moving on to the 360 checking. $569.77. So there's been an interest payment that came in. It says October 31st, but I'm going to put it on November 1st just because I've already closed out October's budget. So interest payment of 5 cents. So that's an inflow. And that brings the balance to $569.77, which means it has been reconciled. Moving on from there, since I'm in the Capital One app, I'm just going to actually check any of these transactions. So for $665.47 on my Quicksilver card, let's see if I'm missing anything. Okay, so I had Marshall's, coffee shop, parking, Einstein. Okay, so the only other thing that has come in, I'm going to say it, I had a medical appointment. I had a doctor's appointment. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. And this will go under medical stuff. And this was just a copay, and this was $30. I will say we might be making some progress on this front, but we shall see. That hasn't cleared yet, though, so I'm going to leave it uncleared for now. Which if I click reconciled, since it's a linked account, it looks a little different, but it's telling me everything looks good. So I'm going to click looks good. For my Journey account, Journey card, I guess. For my Capital One Journey card, there's a couple things going on here. Costco, I did get, this is from the food court. I really like the chicken bake, the chicken bake. And then I also got, it was a coffee. I had a headache, so I just wanted a coffee one day, and this was $1.49. Patreon also came out, but I don't remember getting that notification, but we'll just go ahead and prove it because I am seeing it on the app, which brings me balance. It brings me balance to $23.59, so looks good there. And then Amex. Okay, so for Amex, I did get gas, which this is matched. I also spent money on an engagement gift for a friend who got engaged. I just donated to the honeymoon fund. And then I also got coffee, which goes into groceries and household. Okay. And that was because I just was running late and forgot to make, I didn't have time to make coffee, so I had to get one. I got one, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not terrible so far. Moving on from there, we're going to go back into the plan, and I just want to see how I'm doing with money in my, okay, so I've already made a student loan payment this month, which is nice. The 5 cents that I had from one of my checking account interests. For rent, I like this feature on here. If I highlight it, it says, this is another reason why I like scheduled transactions. I can't even talk. Scheduled transactions is because I can see over here, it shows me if I highlight the rent category, I have one upcoming transaction for $90.54, and then after that I'll have $155.89 remaining. So that's really helpful for like planning. I am trying to build a little bit of a buffer in this category, which is supposed to basically help with like the ebbs and flows of utility bills. So that's why I have like $155 afterwards, and for the most part I've just been leaving it there and trying not to touch it. So that's something that's going on. For moving on from that, I've only had one thing come out of subscriptions, but I have 6 upcoming transactions. So this will be the most interesting category to me with my simplified budget, is that not every month will have the same amount of subscription purchases. Some of them are an annual basis, which I just kind of have to remind myself that that's the case, because when it's looking at upcoming transactions, it's only looking at what's coming up this month. But yeah, after that, those come out, I should have about 180. There might be a couple that I'm forgetting, but I will catch them before when they come out. So for groceries and household, so I have 366.27 remaining. I have to go to the birthday dinner, which means we're going to an Italian place. I don't really want to spend money on it, but I looked at the rest of the menu and literally nothing was speaking to me. I like pasta, but I've been trying to eat healthier lately. I don't know what will happen, but I think I should assume I'll probably spend like $40 or $50 there for my dinner. Okay, so something to note on that front. I guess I'll put it up here. Stepmom dinner, let's say $50, because I don't necessarily have a scheduled transaction for it. I just need to know. For medical stuff, I do have a number of medical bills I need to pay. I also I don't know. I do have one upcoming transaction. I really want this to build up over time, but it seems like the word is out that I am trying to save money in this category and not just fly by the seat of my pants, because I can feel more expenses coming together. But hopefully not. I like this sinking funds category right here. It's so nice and simple, and there feels like there's real money in it. So I'm hoping I can like keep building on that. For auto stuff, there isn't any auto expenses, like major services I need to do this month. So it really just comes down to how much driving I need to do. Okay, fun and spending. I definitely need to pay attention to this. Have you guys been using the mobile app for YNAB? If you use YNAB, they have like a new homepage. I need to fix it because mine's screwed up. It has a bunch of categories I hid, so it doesn't matter. But I've been trying to, I have to remember to use it. I don't think it's on my home screen on my phone. But how I would intend to use it is basically I would try and keep track of both my food spending and my fun spending, because it's the food and the fun that really gets you. I spent $81.99. Okay, so I bought the dress and I did a gift. I think me and my sister are going to go in on a gift for my stepmom. So I'm going to put $18. The biggest thing with this category for the month is I need to make sure oh, what is this? Oh, I have a transaction. Hold on, let me delete this. That was showing, remind me I typically was going to get a haircut, but I wasn't liking that hairstylist, so I honestly just canceled it. So I don't have any plans in the moment. I've just been trying to take care of my hair. But where was I? Back to fun and spending. I think the biggest thing for this month is I really want to potentially pick up a class pack from the spin studio, and that might cost a significant amount of money. So I'm thinking I should try and limit how much money I spend in fun and spending, because then I can combine it with Black Friday and try and get something for myself. But we shall see. For dogs, we're doing fine. So for Christmas and I guess for Thanksgiving, I have about $550. I'm really trying to limit things this Christmas, just because I just don't think we all need to be spending money on each other like that. We're all grown, but there's still different things. Like I still like to put things towards like the family dinner. So we will see. Taxes is $95.20. This only happens when I need to, if I get like extra income. Like I put money in here when I got the bank account bonus, and then maybe I should do it for high yield savings account interest too. If I got a YouTube payout, which I've had exactly one, because I just don't post that much and I don't get a whole lot of views, but I do have another one on the way. It took me like 5 months. That's on me. It took me like 5 months, but I'll have to put money in here too. And then, yes, I'm pretty happy so far with where I'm at with these categories. I'm just hoping I can stick with it and not like crash and burn at some point in the month. Okay, moving on from that, I'm going to take this 5 cents and ready to assign, and I'm going to put it towards, I think, just my emergency fund. is what I've been up to lately with like bank account interest. Looking at these over here, I have a review of this student loan tracker. I don't like it. I don't know if it's because my loans are in some weird limbo state with like there's no minimum payment, but the interest rate is interest is accruing, but it doesn't calculate interest right. I think it's like over calculating it, which you would think it would be like, I don't know. It seems to be over calculating it. So when I'm over here, I don't really mess with this too much. Maybe once a month after I make it's close enough for me. Like, I think it's off by a couple dollars based off of what I saw today. But going through and individually updating these when they're wrong every time is not my jam. But I do like that you can basically do some sort of projections, or if you show how much you put towards the loan, how long it will take. So that's a good question, actually. So if I were to do, oh, here it is, Open Payoff Simulator. So on my current rate of $230 a month, it would take me 1 year, 5 months to pay this off. So ideally we can accelerate that. But at this time, that's just kind of where I'm at, which makes me wonder about the rest of them. Okay, delete. Moving on from there, looking at these tracking accounts, I don't think there will be a huge change, but I'll start from the top. My car, I'm wondering at some point if I should just pull this off of my tracking. I kind of go back and forth with it because the latest thing is me and Nathan have been thinking about just full on moving to somewhere else. And if we do that, we probably wouldn't need one of our cars. So then it would get sold, you know? But also the balance. Oh, I actually did have an update here. Okay, so for the 401A, this is a pension account. It's up to $37,100. No. Let me try this again. I like to round to the nearest dollar. $37,170. So another contribution went into there. But for my Roth IRA, what was I talking about? Oh, for my car, like the balance has been about that for quite a while. I don't update it nearly as much just because I don't know, I don't care, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the balance on the Roth IRA did go down a bit. It's just kind of been fluctuating here and there. So $26,861. So let me reconcile that. And then the Roth IRA, that was the Roth. The brokerage is at $1,082. And then the 457 is at 1051. So it's gone up by $1. And yeah, that's where we're at. I need to make some credit card payments. Let me go ahead and go back into Capital One. The payment amount that I'm going to make is... So I need to make a payment on the Quicksilver for sure. I haven't done it yet. So taking a look here. I don't know what the statement balance was. Let's see. The statement balance was $422.87. So if I update it to that, so I don't want to pay interest coming from Capital One 360, that brings me down to $146.90 in there, which is fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So Quicksilver, Capital One, pay on today, $422.87, done there. And then from there, I'm just going to make another payment towards my Journey card. I can also just do from this account. Okay, so Capital One, November 5th, $23.59. I'm just going to do the full amount. And I like it because I can see over here immediately, as long as I keep up to date with my expenses, what I will have after the payment clears, which is really helpful for, cash flow. And then I'm going to pay American Express. And I'm going to do this just from my regular checking account, $102.68. Okay, all of that has been dealt with. Yes. Oh, my spending so far this month is, I forget how you can fix this. Okay, here it is. Okay, this month I've spent $1,107. Vast majority of it is rent, some fun, some medical, some auto, some groceries, and some subscriptions. So yes, thanks for watching. This was a pretty chatty expense tracking session, or budget, what is it called? Budget reconciliation session. How often do you track your expenses? Are you more of a daily person, weekly person? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can like it, help support my channel. You can subscribe if you want to stick around and see more budgeting content like this. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.